Welcome to From Loneliness to Overflow with Matina. I'm your host, a holistic healing coach, divorce recovery coach, and a passionate advocate for personal growth and your guide on the journey to healing. This podcast is for those who are struggling with the feelings of loneliness, disconnection, feeling stuck, and who are ready to discover their inner potential and live a life overflowing with love and connection. Inside, we are going to explore the path from pain to transformation, bridging the gap between loneliness and abundance through heartfelt conversations, spirituality, energy work, and self-awareness. So let's get started on this soulful journey together. Welcome to another episode From Loneliness to Overflow with Matina. Today, we're going to talk about the fear that we experience that's in our face that allows us to know something is up, something is wrong, and we need to change our trajectory. But also the fear that is very subtle, just creeps in at the right moment and stops us in our tracks. The fear that holds us back from our dreams, the fear that holds us back from creating and having relationships that we desire, the fear that is really perceived by the past, not the current or the future. How do you navigate fear? How much are you aware of your own fear? As I'm sharing today, really compel you to take account for yourself where you are having obvious fear and very subtle fears. And those subtle fears, how they're impacting your life, how they're holding you in a paradigm that is not of the highest good for you. And as you are in that paradigm, you now perceiving that you're missing out, that you're not treating well, and not treating well for yourself, for the situations you're in, for the people you have around you. See, throughout my life, I've had many, many fears. But the one that I really want to share with you today is about relationships. The one that I want to talk about in a deeper form is when I was living and breathing the fear that didn't allow me to be the person that I desire to be. And mind you, we will never completely be fearless. We can really desire to be fearless. We can take action towards the right things at the right time and making ourselves move into the right direction, but we will never be completely fearless. The reason why I'm saying that is because our mind, its main task is to make sure that we are safe. And it's going to go in its data bank of the past to decide if something that you're wanting or needing or creating in your life is safe for you. And I'm not talking about the obvious, like for example, when you're driving a car and you see that there's an accident happening close to you and you maneuver yourself away from it. Or maybe you're just too late to move yourself away from it. Therefore, you experience fear. One is the fear of, oh, I still have enough time. Your intuition kicks in, your mind is active, and it's taking you away from that painful, hurtful experience. But when you're just a second too late, your mind now is preparing what it is going to feel, fear, and experience in that second. So that is when our brain goes to, oh my God, I'm going to hit this car, I'm going to hit this car, I'm going to hit this car. And even though you don't want it, you're going to hit that car because that's what you're focusing upon. But when your intuition kicks in, while you're experiencing the fear, your intuition is going to be like, okay, I can see the danger. I can see what's going to be happening soon. But by us taking over, and I'm trusting and I'm choosing to trust my intuition, I'm going to find a way, maneuver myself out of this danger. And that split second becomes very, very crucial. That same split second that we are like, that's not enough time. In this specific case, it was the time that was required for you to not be in that dangerous situation. So while our mind makes us believe that a second is not enough, our intuition knows that time is not the deciding factor. You are. You are the deciding factor. You get to choose what do you focus upon? So when you are in a very great situation, I'm going to talk about this because this is very, very important, because now the fear is subtle. So here I am working and creating a course. And this course, the intention is really, really clear. The intention is to help people. The intention is very clear as to this is what my heart and my soul and my intuition is guiding me to do. But my mind has a lot of fears around this course. Is my voice right? Do I look okay? What I'm going to be sharing, is that going to hurt someone? What I'm going to be sharing, do I want to share that even? Because it was a very painful experience. What I'm going to be sharing, is that really truly going to help someone? So many questions. So now imagine me sitting behind my desk, working away, creating a layout of this course. Creating a layout as to how will I be able to serve people, help people, move them along into an experience that is going to serve them, that's going to help them get better out of a very difficult situation that I experienced. But the thing of creators is, as they are creating something to serve someone else, is they're going to experience, as I experienced, some of the pain that I had gone through. And my mind was fighting it. It was delaying me creating this course. It was delaying me having to speak about, share that experience, that it was like, no, we don't want to go there. So now my relationship to myself was challenged, because what do I believe about myself? If I'm looking at my appearance, do I believe that I need to look a certain way to be seen? If I'm thinking about my voice, do I believe my voice is not good enough to be heard? If I'm thinking about an experience in life which I have overcome, which I have grown from, learned from, and now am privileged to serve other people in, am I good enough to hold myself and uphold myself to a level that really, truly is going to serve me? Selfish thought, right? Here I am working on a course to serve others. And all these questions are about me. And my brain is making it about me because it knows I had certain paradigms, parameters, boxes created for each of them. The fact that I was questioning them was really, truly about me questioning if I am even worthy of sharing. When I'm embracing new relationships, doesn't matter what type of relationship it is, am I looking with the lens of the past, or I'm looking with the lens of the present, not even the future? So often we put on a lens of the future. I did that too. So in the course scenario, I had to really deal with the fears of my mind due to the paradigms and perspectives that I had created growing up. Hear me again, that I had created. Not my family, not my friends, not society. While all of them did influence my creation, it was still me choosing that creation, choosing the box, choosing the perspective. And it's my own evolution to really face these boxes, to face these fears, to choose differently. So the reason that I was able to create the course, the reason that I was able to show up and not making it about me, was because I was ready to overcome, unbox, take off that perspective, put it away. So which perspectives are you ready, that are fear-based, that are past-based, that are perspective-based, that are not serving you today, to let go? So in this scenario of my course, I had to face myself. I had to be okay with voicing my voice, speaking my truth, not to say that what I experienced is the highest truth. It is my truth. And like that, every single person on this planet has their own truths. But when you are willing to look at your truths, you also become willing to change, to recreate, to up level, to grow from inside, to grow from the life and the light that you hold inside of you. No one else does. No one else does. You get to decide this. And as you get to decide this, you now have a choice. Do I hold on to the old perspective that I created? Do I hold on to the old paradigm that I felt that I needed to be in? Do I hold on to the box that I've told myself that this and only this is safe? Or do I get curious enough to be outside of this box? Now, when it comes to relationships, it's different because this was me working on a project. This was me facing myself through a project. But when it comes to relationships, there's a whole different level of awareness that is required for us to understand that we don't want to be living in the past nor the future. When we look at relationships through the lens of the past, we are limiting how much we can create from this new relationship. And it doesn't matter if that's a new boss, a new situationship, a new partner, a new friendship, whatever new relationship you're cultivating. It is very, very crucial to pay attention to how you are treating and which perspectives and belief systems you're carrying onto this relationship. A very simple example is, for example, texting someone. If you hear quick enough, it is like, oh, maybe they're just not busy enough. Therefore, they're giving me so much attention. Or they're giving me so much attention, but I don't have time. So this is too much for me. We make judgments based on past. We make judgments based on society. We make judgments based on what we in our own lives have experienced. So how can you take off the glass, the perspective of judgment? Because as much you're judging the other person, you're also judging yourself. And as you judge yourself, you get really stuck in a paradigm of not feeling good enough again, questioning yourself again. Was I too easy? Was I too hard? Was I too quick? Was I too slow? All these questions come from a perspective that we believe that maybe we did something wrong here. Before we dive back in, I have something transformative to share with you. It's called the Alignment Collective. Release, Rebuild, and Rise. My signature group coaching program designed to help you unlock the life you deserve. Every month, we focus on a key area of life, from health to relationships, career, and more. In the first 2 weeks, we energetically release what's holding you back. Then we shift into calling in the abundance and clarity that you desire. And in the final week, we come together for a powerful group coaching, sharing our wins, our challenges, and raising the collective energy. Are you ready to release what doesn't serve you, rebuild your foundation, and rise into your potential? Try it for 50% off with discount code GROWTH. Visit matinasingh.com/meditation. The link is also found in the description. I can't wait to support you on this journey. Or you're projecting all those things to another person. They did this wrong. They did that wrong. They did this. But when you have the courage to look into why you believe that they did you wrong, you're going to see that behind all the reasoning, there's really truly the fear of not being loved, fear of not being seen and heard and appreciated. And in a world where we are taught that someone else is going to create our happiness, not add to our happiness, we become dependent. We believe that only when I'm in a relationship or only when I have a lot of friends, I'm good enough. Because people desire me, people want me, and I can showcase to you how many more clients and how many more projects and how many more friends and partners and all that I can get. But it's never about the getting. It's about you understanding, discovering, and raising your awareness to what your own unique formula of life is. My personal formula for allowing any new friendship is alignment. Can I speak from my heart towards this person? Or am I going to be perceived as too much, too calculated, too spiritual? Or am I going to be really seen for the heart that I have? When I cultivate new relationships, I sometimes make the mistake of adding the perspective, the glasses of the future. And it doesn't matter if that's a business partner, someone I'm learning, get to know in my personal life, it doesn't matter. We put on these glasses of the future. What can I get out of this? How can I create a life with this? Every time I made myself aware and had the courage to make myself aware that I was doing that, I chose to take those glasses off. I chose to really stand with the life and the light that I bring to the table, to really appreciate this present moment I get to experience. And in that case, it doesn't matter if a relationship is meant for a season or a lifetime. We get to know and discover parts of ourselves that allow us to be in a mindset, mind frame, mind-boggling experiences of the present moment. See, my mentor, Emily, has created this beautiful space for sisters to come in and talk spirituality. I feel very safe and welcomed in that container. I feel very compelled to speak from my heart and share the struggles, share my awarenesses, share my own aha moments with my soul sisters. And while I have amazing sisters myself, adding my soul sisters from all over the world adds to my joy. And we are not out there like, what can I create from this relationship? We're just out there to experience life. We're just out there to share from an authentic, loving, creative space. And when we are in this loving, creative space, oh my gosh, magic happens. Synchronicity starts happening even more. Opportunities happen even more. And it only comes from us all choosing to be authentic, vulnerable, creative, holding this loving light with all of us together. And I credit this truly to my mentor, Emily, because she has this vision of us all coming together. She has this vision of us all doing good in the world. She has this vision of us all succeeding in all that we are being compelled from our heart and soul, not by society. It's not by design. We are literally craving and creating paths where there were never paths before. And I'm saying that very loosely because I truly believe that these paths are not being created by us. They were already known by our soul. It's just our human mind catching up to the fact that this path is truly there. I never in a million years would have believed that I would be doing the work that I'm doing today 10 years ago. And while 10 years ago seems like a very long time away, it can also feel like just yesterday. And I have a feeling of just yesterday when I look at how much my kids have grown. And in that moment where I get to show up from this pure, loving light that I hold within me, that I get to know that even though my human mind perceives that there's no path forward, that I am better off sticking to a path that the world has created, choose to lean in. I choose to show up. I choose to do the uncomfortable, fully knowing and understanding that this uncomfortable path is going to lead me to higher awareness, is going to lead me to higher breakthroughs, is going to lead me to higher ways of being and living. I love my life. I love what I do. I love what I create. Now, that doesn't mean that it's me, as in Matina, creating it. It's actually me choosing to create a pathway for my soul, for the divinity that my soul holds to speak through me. So while you see a person with a specific name, I know my soul is bigger than that. My soul is bigger than my body. It's bigger than my name. It's never about my name. It's never about my body. It's always about my soul and the divinity that it holds. just like the divinity and soul that you hold. There's a key inside of you that desires and requires you to really show up, to really untangle yourself from the past experiences, to learn with all the flaws how to untangle yourself from the past and the future, and just be fully present in this present moment. The fact that you're choosing to listen to this podcast and you've come this far means that there's something inside of you desiring more, desiring something else than that you're living right now. It can be as simple as wanting and needing to understand yourself better. Or there can be a bigger desire that you haven't had the courage to look at yet. Whatever you're desiring, my hope, my dreams, my wish upon you is for you to find it, for you to cultivate it, for you to dance with it, for you to welcome it into your life. It's never going to be perfect, but perfection is not what we're seeking. My life isn't perfect. There's a lot of areas and a lot of things I would love to improve more, do better. But what a joy I have of discovering these things. What a joy I have of choosing to be vulnerable. What a joy I have of feeling all my pains, doing it anyway. And I'm choosing this word joy very purposely because it does bring me joy once I'm on the other side of it. Once I've known and understood that I've broken free from something that did not serve me, from something that I made myself aware of. Oh, that's where I had put on the glasses of the past. That's where I was putting on the glasses of judgment. That's where I was putting on the pain of what could be of the future. It is so important for us to understand that our thoughts create realities. So when your thoughts are negative, comparing, complaining, and all of these lower vibration, nagging experiences, it's going to create more of that, even though you don't desire that. So how can you be more loving towards yourself, create more love and light towards yourself that will elevate you, that will create magic for you, which in the moment might be perceived as not easy, but when you hold a higher perspective that everything that happens into my life is for me to grow and welcome more of myself, you get to experience and be on the path of your own journey. You get to create a path where your mind perceives that there is no path. Every single day, I'm creating paths for myself where my mind perceives that there is no path. But there's this higher knowing inside of me that I am on the right path. There's this higher knowing inside of me that I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to do. There's this higher knowing inside of me that allows me to understand that this magic inside of me is bigger than me. Just like that, there's bigger magic in you. You create from that. So where are your fears? And how can you elevate those fears and step into the knowing, the uncomfortable? But the curiosity is bigger than the uncomfortableness. The curiosity brings you to higher levels. So how can you cultivate more curiosity, more love and light, so that you get to live a life that is full of joy, that is your personal perspective, your personal knowing, your personal spirituality that then co-creates with the world on a larger form. You upholding your light adds to the magic of the world. So let's uphold each other's light. Let's vow to ourselves to hold our own light first, because we can only create more magic for others when we are creating magic for ourselves. We can only create from this higher purpose, this highest good, yummy feeling when we believe that there is something greater, better, magical about yourself. So how do you overcome fear? By loving yourself even more, having more courage, having more creativity, sympathy, love, light for yourself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I hope this episode has helped you to feel less alone in finding tools towards a life which is overflowing with love and purpose. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a second to rate and review. Each review helps us to reach more individuals who are seeking healing and personal growth just like you. And don't forget to take a screenshot and share your aha moments on your Instagram stories and tag me, Singh Matina. See you next week. Take care.